Welcome back to the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio 1700 KVNS, brought to you by our friends at McDonald's, 956 Sports, and State Farm Insurance. Christina Salas is the agent to talk to. As promised, head coach Mike Uribe of the PSJA Memorial Wolverines is joining us here in the Huddle. Coach, good Saturday morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
Hey, how is everything, first of all, at the new school?
Everything's been going great. The kids are responding really well to the program and the coaches' expectations. We gain a lot of support from the administration, teachers, and community, so everything's been great.
I love my Alamo community. Tell me how they've welcomed you.
Well, they've just been real supportive and believing in what we're doing. Obviously, with a transition, there's always some adjustments, and everybody's been real supportive. So, from the community pep rallies to, they're there to lend an extra hand on whatever we need. So, I've been real pleased with the entire environment and climate over here.
But you haven't had to do much, how should I say this? You haven't had to convince a lot of people. I mean, your track record speaks for itself, right?
Well, I've been fortunate to be in some good places, and I surrounded myself with good people, so I hope so.
We'll find out soon.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about last night's game against the PSA Bears.
It was a good game. It was a great atmosphere. The kids played hard. We're fortunate to come out on top, and took advantage of some opportunities, but we still got a lot of things to clean up as we move forward in our schedule, and it continues to get tougher.
What is the one thing that you look at and you say, you know what, that's what we really need to fix as we get ready for our next opponent?
Well, for me, just attention to detail, making sure we complete all our assignments, whether it's backside, play side, effort, all four quarters. We just want to improve and maximize our potential. That's what we're trying to do. And when we see opportunities that we're missing because either a missed assignment or a penalty or anything of that nature, those are things that we know will eventually cost us as the games get closer and more intense.
Can you get any more intense than when you're taking on a district rival like last night?
Oh, well, I mean, when the game's on the line and it's seconds remain on the clock, that's when it gets intense, when you're biting your nails, So absolutely, I mean, it was a rivalry game, The atmosphere was electric. The kids were coming out of the same building, and you could just see the eyes looking back and forth at each other. I said, man, this is going to be something special. So, I was real fortunate we were able to take advantage of some opportunities and come out on top.
How do you not let them get so worked up? I mean, obviously, it's the rivalry game. It's the kids from the next town over. This has been some animosity that goes back and forth for a couple of years now. How do you tell them, hey, listen, guys, we just need to play our game. We need to stick to our game plan and move forward?
Well, ultimately, the game's going to be played between the whistles. So all that extra stuff, a lot of times that can take away from our focus or our energy. So we try to, as they say, the calm before the storm. We try to keep ourselves composed and try to play within the whistles. And we always want to represent our community and our families and our program with class. So we want to make sure that, that the extracurricular stuff and the talking, that stuff doesn't help our program. We want to help our program by performance.
So you being the defensive guy, you need to make sure your team is hyped and ready to go. How do you put that on them and say, listen, this is the time where we need to rise. This is the time where we need to just play it cool?
Well, I mean, it's a daily process. In the locker rooms, when we have our meetings, we ask for focus. When we have our discussions, we ask for focus. When we talk about the schizophrenic nature of our profession, of our game here. When we get into those white lines, I want you to be aggressive. I want you to be tough. I want you to be mean between the whistles. But outside, I want them to be gentlemen.
Head coach Mike Uribe of the PSJA Memorial Wolverines is joining us here in the Huddle on Fox Sports 1700. Coach, your two former teams, Nicky Rowe and Mercedes, got together last week. This Thursday. Were you able to catch up? Were you able to see any of that?
Yes, after our sub-varsity game here, I watched the second half over there at the stadium in McAllen, and it was a very good game, very intense. And obviously, I was there to get prepared for our upcoming opponent, because we play Nicky Rowe this upcoming Friday. But I was caught up into the drama of the game, and of course, I know those kids from both programs. I have a relationship with those kids from both programs, so I was, it's kind of one of those deals. I'm rooting for both teams. I'm cheering for both teams, and I want the best for those young men and staff. Coaching staff. So, yeah, it was one of those games where I kind of got distracted from scouting and started more becoming a fan.
That doesn't happen too often, do you?
No. Absolutely. I started my career at McAllen High School, and I was an assistant for approximately 8 years there, and then I spent my 9 years at Mercedes, and then the last season at Rose. So I've been in a few places, but in our profession, that's not many. in our job, sometimes you have to keep your suitcase packed. But,
that's right.
But I've been real fortunate to be in places for an extended period of time, and I've built those strong relationships with the program, the community of Mercedes, as well as in a short time with the row community and program.
So it's safe to say that you can go to Mercedes or you could go to McAllen and not have any worries about your safety out there.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. No. The kids, I guess I congratulate both sides. The kids that I saw them walking out, and both staffs, and I know those two teams, the way they played, they're going to have a great season. They're going to be making noise. They're definitely both playoff caliber teams, and not district championship teams. And so I know in November they're going to be in y'all's discussions because of the talent and abilities that they have in both programs.
Hey, when you got to PSA Memorial, what did you find in the cupboard?
I found a senior-led team here. We got a lot of senior playmakers on both sides of the ball, and I'm talking from offensive linemen to receivers to the quarterback, who's a 3-year starter. At the same time, we have three secondary guys that are seniors, and we got 2 defense ends that are pretty darn good as seniors, and we got a couple of linebackers. So we're a senior-led ball club, and so I've been real fortunate to get those guys in a position of maturity and leadership already, and they've taken on what we've asked from them very quickly, and they're showing the younger guys the way. So the younger guys are gonna have big shoes to fill once these guys graduate. So I'm gonna do everything I can to take advantage of the seniors that we have this year.
Well, that's the follow-up to the question. How do you get the younger guys ready for next season so that you can get that success ball rolling?
Well, when you have a proven product, so hopefully as the year goes on, we continue to have some successes. It's easier to buy into what we're doing because the proof is in the pudding, as they say. And if these seniors continue to do what they're doing, we continue to improve and play to our potential. I feel that we'll have a good season. We'll have a successful season, and those younger guys are gonna have to live up to those expectations. And a lot of times you work harder and you're more committed because you see the results of hard work.
All right, Coach. Well, listen, we appreciate the time. I know that you're working with the guys as we speak. We will see you Friday night at McAllen when you trade your PSA Memorial Wolverines to take on the Nicky Rowe Warriors.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hey, Coach. Thanks so much. Head Coach Mike Uribe of the PSA Memorial Wolverines joining us here in the Huddle.